we use the word ava or usitai, which are the words like obey and also respect. Those are the big pillars for us in terms of the whāaloalo, which is the respectful side, and giving dignity to our elders and serving them in a way where we just love to. And the other side is, when you get older, the adolescent brains tends to sometimes go off track, of course, and that's just part of the growing up. And we have to reconnect them back to these values of love, care, respect, and being kind, etc. But all those the values that that we have in terms of the 6 principles that we're listening to, they coincide and they are aligned to our Pacific values too, and they're a huge part in our community. I think without our generation before that have set the platforms and a really good foundation, now it's really up to us who are the parents of today to actually teach and share some of that knowledge as well. So culture and language, the identity, those are huge things for us. So we need to continue the being bilingual, being trilingual in most cases, in some cases. Around the world, there's probably we're a little bit behind, of course, in terms of being bilingual, but most of the rest of the world, or most of the world, they're more bilingual rather than monolingual. And I think that's a big key part for Aotearoa living here, is that we need to continue to learn te reo, and we respect the culture that goes with it too. And I think that's a really important part as Pacific, because we're the cousins, we're the taina here, and we respect the people of the land. So that's a big part in terms of being Pacific, and then we lead with that whatever we do. Some people think it's a vulnerable part, or it's a weakness of ours, but I think it's showing humility right from the start. We always bow when we go past people, and we teach our kids, hey, put your head down. And when you go past people, or hey, say excuse me, say too low, say too low. And I think those are the things that we need to continue as adults to keep practicing with our kids. And then our kids always keep us honest as well. But ultimately, food is a big one. Food is massive, right, in our culture. And I think that's a universal thing, but particularly in Pacific cultures, we love sharing food. And when we host, we definitely host. And you've got to eat everything on the table, even though you're full twice. But it's one of those things that we have to continue to do. And we love sharing food, and that's a big part to have in your family. And then the last thing is Pacific dads. Our dads are supposed to be this master in the house. But we know, being a modern dad these days, we're the stay-home dad or the parent. So we have to be more innovative and more creative, and even just breathing. Just breathe when things go pear-shaped, because I know, for me, sometimes I had this trigger, and how my parents parent me, I'm like, hey, a bit harsh, and I'm thinking, hey, my wife needs to keeps her own, and hey, breathe and walk away, and then come back and deal with that issue. All right. So it's a really important part that as fathers of the world, we need to sort of role model what we want to see from our kids too.